The copper censers. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and to Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest. Take up the copper censers out of the midst of those burned up, and scatter the strange fire there, so as to sanctify the censers of those sinners, even the censers of the men who sinned at the cost of their lives, and make them into beaten plates as a covering for the altar, so they might be brought before the Lord and sanctified, to become a sign to the children of Israel. And Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, took the copper censers which those burned up had brought, and they added these as a covering for the altar, as a memorial to the children of Israel, that no outsider who is not of Aaron's seed should put incense before the Lord and be like Korah and his insurrection, as the Lord said by the hand of Moses. The next day, the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron, saying, "You killed the people of the Lord." Now it happened, when the congregation regrouped itself against Moses and Aaron, they hastened to the tabernacle of testimony, and the cloud covered it, and the Lord's glory was seen. Then Moses and Aaron entered the front of the tabernacle of testimony, and the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "Get away from the midst of this congregation, and I will utterly destroy them at once." So they fell on their faces. Then Moses said to Aaron, "Take the censer, put fire in it from the altar, throw incense on it, and carry it quickly to the camp and make atonement for them. For wrath has gone out from the Lord's face and is beginning to strike the people." So Aaron took it, as Moses told him, and ran into the assembly, and already the plague had begun among the people. So he threw in the incense and made atonement for the people, and stood between the dead and the living. So the plague ceased. Now, those who died in the plague were 14,700, besides those who died because of Korah. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the door of the tabernacle of testimony, and the plague ceased. Aaron's rod that budded. After this, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, and get a rod from them, a rod from each of their fathers' houses, from all their rulers according to their fathers' houses, 12 rods. Write each man's name on his rod. You shall also write Aaron's name on the rod of Levi. For there is one rod that shall be given according to the tribe of their fathers' houses. Then you shall put them in the tabernacle of testimony before the ark of the testimony, where I will be known to you. So it shall be, the man I chose, his rod will blossom. Thus I remove the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against you." Then Moses spoke to the children of Israel, and each of the rulers gave him a rod apiece, for each ruler according to their fathers' houses, 12 rods, and Aaron's rod was in the midst of their rods. Moses then put the rods before the Lord in the tabernacle of testimony. Now it came to pass on the next day, Moses entered the tabernacle of testimony, and behold, Aaron's rod for the house of Levi had sprouted and put forth buds, and had produced blossoms and yielded ripe almonds. Then Moses brought out all the rods from before the Lord to all the children of Israel, and they looked, and each man took his rod. The Lord then said to Moses, "Bring Aaron's rod back before the testimonies as a sign to the sons of the disobedient, and let their murmurings cease from before me, lest they die." Thus did Moses, as the Lord ordered him, so he did. So the children of Israel spoke to Moses, saying, "Behold, we are utterly destroyed. We are ruined. We are consumed. Whoever touches the tabernacle of the Lord dies. Shall we utterly die?" Duties of priests and Levites. Now the Lord spoke to Aaron, saying, "You and your sons and your father's house with you shall bear the sins of the holy things, and you and your sons with you shall bear the sins of your priesthood. You shall also bring your brethren, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of your father, to yourself, and they shall be joined and added to you, and minister liturgically with you and your sons with you before the tabernacle of testimony. They shall perform your guard duties and the duties of the tabernacle, but they shall not come near the holy vessels and the altar, lest they die. They and you also, they shall be joined to you and perform the guard duties of the tabernacle of testimony and all the liturgical services of the tabernacle. But an outsider shall not come near you. Thus you shall perform the guard duties of the holy things and the altar. So there may be no more wrath on the children of Israel. Behold, I took your brethren, the Levites, from the midst of the children of Israel, as a gift given to the Lord, to minister liturgically in the tabernacle of testimony. Therefore, you and your sons with you shall take care of your priesthood according to all the manner of the altar and within the veil. And you shall minister liturgically as the gift of your priesthood, but the outsider who comes near shall be put to death. Offerings to support the priests. Again, the Lord spoke to Aaron, I give you charge over the first fruits from all the things sanctified to me by the children of Israel, which I give these things to you and your sons with you as your share. This shall be an eternal ordinance. So let this be yours from the sanctified holy things of the offerings, from all their gifts, from all their sacrifices, from all their trespass offerings, and from all their sin offerings, and from whatever they return to me. Let all these holy things belong to you and your sons. In a most holy place you shall eat these things. Every male shall eat these things. It shall be holy to you. This also shall be a first fruit for you from their gifts, from all the deposit offerings of the children of Israel. I give these things to you and to your sons and daughters with you. This shall be an eternal ordinance. Everyone who is clean in your house shall eat these things, the first fruits of oil, wine, and grain. All the first fruits, all their first fruits, whatever they may offer to the Lord, I give these things to you. Whatever first ripe fruit is in their land, which they bring to the Lord, shall be yours. Everyone who is clean in your house shall eat these things. Every devoted thing in Israel shall be yours. Everything that first opens the womb of all flesh, which they bring to the Lord, from man to cattle, shall be yours. Nevertheless, the firstborn of men you shall redeem, and the firstborn of unclean cattle you shall redeem. Now, as for its redemption, at the age of 1 month, the rate is 5 shekels according to the holy shekel. That is 20 obols. But the firstborn of young bulls, the firstborn of sheep, or the firstborn of goats, you shall not redeem. They are holy. You shall pour out their blood towards the altar and offer their fat as a burnt offering for a sweet aroma to the Lord. Their meat shall also be yours, just as the breast of the deposit offering and the right shoulder are yours. Every choice part of the holy things which the children of Israel offer to the Lord, I give to you and your sons and daughters with you as an eternal ordinance. It is an eternal covenant of salt before the Lord with you and your seed with you. Notes from the previous page. 17:2. Strange fire was unauthorized worship. Korah was a Levite, but not a priest. And only priests of the Aaronic priesthood were authorized to offer worship on behalf of Israel, nor were the 250 laity so authorized. The priests and bishops of Melchizedek priesthood and the church are the only ones authorized to offer up the holy gifts in the divine liturgy on behalf of the church. These holy gifts become the body and blood of Christ in a mystery. 17:3-5. The 250 copper censers were beaten into plates and sanctified by the altar of whole burnt offering, to which they were attached. They were fastened there as a sign and a memorial for the children of Israel. A sign is a visible seal of some truth revealed in a memorial. In this case, the copper plates fastened to the altar were the sign, and the memorial was the truth revealed in the sign. Thus, the memorial in this sign was that no outsider who is not of Aaron's seed should be put incense before the Lord and be like Korah in his insurrection. Israel had a short memory. For the next day, after the copper plates were fastened to the altar, they rebelled again. 17:6-15. The high priest Aaron took his censer, put hot coals in it, threw incense on the coals, then censed the people. This action made atonement for them, and the plague ceased. Christ, our great high priest, offered his life-giving body on the cross. The smoke of incense ascends, and Christ, the great high priest, ascended into the heavenly holy of holies and sprinkled the life-giving blood of his cross on the heavenly altar. 17:16-26. The Lord gave Israel another sign, to cure their rebellion. Aaron's rod sprouted and put forth buds, and had produced blossoms and yielded ripe almonds. These buds, blossoms, and almonds speak of life and fruits. The life-giving rod was a type of life-giving cross.